Hey, how are you? Now, my name's Henry. I just want to let you know this is going to be a video log of my carnivore diet. I've been doing now for about 2 days. I have to say, I haven't been perfect. Now, some people go, wow, carnivore diet's pretty extreme. And you're right, it is. However, I have some health issues that I need to deal with. And I've heard that that this will help me in my area. So I have a goiter, and I have hyperthyroidism, which means I have an overactive thyroid. So what I'm doing is I am going on the carnivore diet to help reduce my thyroid, whatever the name of the chemical is that comes from the thyroid gland and speeds up your metabolism. I've heard that by going on pure carnivore, that you end up your metabolism slows down. Excuse me. And that's exactly what I need right now. Now, previously I always thought that I had to have iodine to help my thyroid. Now, I wasn't aware that having iodine on hyperthyroidism was a bad thing. It actually is. So whatever you do, if you have hyperthyroidism, whatever you do, get away from the iodine salt. Don't use that. Use Himalayan salt. Now, let me just explain something. My why for doing this is so I can get off my thyroid tablets. Now, I only last week got on the thyroid tablets for the first time, and for that majority of that week, I felt like crap. Now, 2 days ago, I started my carnivore diet. And I have to say, I did cheat in a few things. Like, for example, I had a high milk coffee, like I usually have, like a cappuccino in the mornings. And I haven't given up the coffee yet. So that's one thing I didn't do. And I did have some blueberries that night as well. Not a good idea. But the majority of the time I had I was going to the bottom level. The bottom level which is level 1. That is very literally, all that is meat, eggs, and cheese with water. So I had water the majority of the day, except for the coffee in the morning. And then I also have xylitol, which is a sweetener, going into my coffee. So what I'm planning on doing is, over the period of a month, when I get to the end of the month, I want to have cut my coffee out altogether. Or if I am going to continue with my coffee, make it instant coffee with a little bit of cream at the top instead, because that'll still be okay. But I think if I can get to the point where I have zero coffee, it'll be much better for me, because then there'll be no carbs coming from the milk. So I said, I've been pretty bad with the cheating a little bit. But I'm planning on having how I had my breakfast was a heap of bacon. I had some eggs, and I put some cheese over the top of the eggs and allowed that to melt into the eggs. Now, that night, I had a chunk of steak and 3 eggs. Yesterday, I had the same diet. I had bacon and eggs, and I had steak last night with 3 eggs. Today, well, I'm going to work today, so I'll probably buy a chicken or something like that on my way to work, or just skip eating today at all. Just skip eating and just have dinner tonight. I'm going to see if I can talk my wife into having meat pâtés tonight. So I'm going to have 3 or 4 pâtés. And what I do is I buy the cheaper grade of the mince. Now, by doing that, I have a higher fat content in the mince. Now, I know that we can't just go, white meat and stick with white meat and a little bit of red meat. No, we've got to be pretty much mostly red meat. In fact, where I want to eventually get to is beef over a 3-month period, what I plan on doing is having the eggs, cheese, and yogurt and coffee. Then by the next month, I want to be able to go meat and eggs and water. Then by the 3rd month, I want to be just plain meat, salt, and water, nothing else. I have salt on all of these things. Now, the salt really needs to be Himalayan salt, because that is the salt that has the most the most minerals in it that we need. Things like, I'm not really sure what's actually in it, but I know we need it. Himalayan salt is way better than regular table salt. It might be a tiny bit more expensive, but you know what? The benefits outweigh the cost, to be quite honest. And if you can get it in the shakers, that's all we ever do. I mean, I don't want to sit there grinding it up all day, but I can just buy it in a shaker and just use that. Way easier. I mean, why would I want to buy something which I have to, grind over the top of my food? I'd rather not do that. Personally, I'd rather just shake it on there and be done with it. So, yeah, my plan is, over the next 3 months, going from meat, eggs, cheese with water to meat, eggs, water to just meat and water with salt, of course, on all 3 of those levels. And then I want to see how I go physically. The first 2 days, the funny thing was, when I was on my thyroid tablets, when I first got on my thyroid tablets, I was feeling like crap. When I had when I had mostly Carnivore that day, the next day, I felt really good. See, I also run a cleaning business besides working elsewhere. I also run a cleaning business. Now, I was able to go out to the real estate agents in my area and talk to a couple of real estate agents as well to try and get more work coming in. Now, I didn't have the energy to do that. My business partner was going, "Oh, you're going to go out and do this?" I'm going, I'm just feeling sick. I don't feel like I'm up to it. But yesterday was one of my days off, because I only work in my regular job 3 days a week. Yesterday, I felt like $1 million. I felt like $1 million, and I felt like I could get out there and do it. I even went to the gym yesterday, which is the first time in about 3 weeks I've done that. You see, I've been on a keto diet, and I've gone from 92 kilos down to 68 kilos, which is fantastic. And let me just work out what that comes to in the overall scheme of things. So bear with me 1 second while I have a quick look at that. Okay, so here, 92. So I've gone from, let me just get a calculator. Where's that calculator? Here it is. Okay, so I've gone from 92 kilos minus 68. You probably, if you're probably smart enough to know, it's 24 kilos straight up. So if I look at here, now I've lost 52 pounds on the keto diet. 52 pounds is pretty darn good. Now, losing 52 pounds, I'm now at my ideal weight, which I'm happy about. But the thing I'm more concerned about is actually my thyroid. Now, I've heard that, as I said before, I've heard that the thyroid, because if you have hyperthyroidism, which means it's overactive thyroid, by going on the meat and water diet with salt, my thyroid, my metabolism slows down. And that's what I really need. I really need that. Because I hate those tablets. Those tablets really knock me around. And if I can slow down my metabolism by just having meat and water, meat, salt, and water, sweet. That's what I'm going to do. So as I said, this is a video log of what I'm doing. So yeah, I'll let you know in about a week's time. I'll be doing this on a weekly basis, just giving an update of what my diet's like. So, and I'll let you know how I'm going from 1 week to the next, to the next, to the next. I'll probably record this on a Tuesday next week and then upload it onto YouTube then. Now, see how I feel. I'm going to reduce my amount of cheating. As I said, I have had a very milky, I have like cappuccinos in the morning, and that's a lot of milk. That's a lot of milk. And it is, I have to say, it is lactose-free milk, but I also know that lactose-free milk has still got a lot of carbs in it. So what I want to do now is start reducing how much milk I have in that. Maybe look at putting a bit of water in there and then add a little bit of cream. And that way it makes it more of a keto / carnivore okay coffee. And then by next month, hopefully have it where I'll cut coffee out altogether. Now I'll do that on my days off because I know that I will get headaches if I try and cut it out. And I don't want to be having headaches when I'm supposed to be going to work. So anyway, I will see you next week. Have a great day. Bye for now.